the head coach of St. David's, Aaron Lugo. How you doing, Mr. Lugo?
Wonderful Saturday afternoon.
Tell me about your expectations of St. David's this year as the head coach. You're taking over down there.
Well, we've picked up quite a few youngsters, and so the game plan is to have a successive plan in place. So we build and look for promotion at another time, not this season. This season, we're definitely using it to get to know one another on the field so that we can play together as a team and then look for promotion at another time. But if it comes, it comes. But the plan isn't to hunt for promotion right now.
So with a lot of young players, how are you finding gelling those young players together?
It's great that they love the game, which is helpful. It's just teaching them different rules and responsibilities, which becomes tricky because with technology and with television, they know a lot already. So when you're giving them information, it's just receiving it and putting it to place while in training sessions and then executing during games.
So tomorrow you've got social club. Yeah. What are your expectations as you approach the game for tomorrow against social club?
My focus every week is to put in place what we did throughout the week. If we can play attractive football, or some say attractive soccer, then you'll be rewarded with success, and then the results take care of themselves. So if they execute everything we've been working on, whether we win or lose, we did what we were supposed to do. And then it's my job then to tactically make changes to see if we can get the result for the players.
Well, good stuff, Coach Lugo. Look forward to interacting for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing much more interviews with you guys.
The head coach of Hamilton Parish, Sergio Guda. Sergio, your team's not played for a weekend now. How do you think that will impact them with your game on Sunday against Island Rangers?
Well, actually, I could have used the break because it gave me a chance to work on my defense. So I'm at, 5 training sessions where we've been able to work on defensive organization. So be sure I get some Sunday.
So definitely you guys have been able to score goals. So are we looking for a shutout for this weekend against Island Rangers?
Oh yes, definitely. That would be the challenge.
The kid Jordan is flying. Everybody in Bermuda is speaking about him. You've seen him doing his extra work and running. What can you say about Jordan's performance just thus far?
Oh, he leads from the front, but he's very humble. So when he's in training, he definitely gives the defenders a test. They always say I'm glad to on my team and not, somebody else's team. But yeah, he's good for the program.
So let's just talk a little bit about the style of football that your team is playing. Right? I've watched Cougars, I've watched Dandytown, and they have a certain style and a certain rhythm with the ball handlers. Your team seems to also have ball handlers in them. How are you coping with organizing the ball handlers in your team?
Well, I just kind of allow them to be free in possession, but out of possession I find that's the problem right now, the positional play. So they have to get used to being in the right positions, you know what I mean? They're so used to just running all over the place, so the organization part of it, but they like handling the ball.
Well, Urban, I would look forward to Sunday's game. Good luck.
Thank you.
The head coach for Dandytown, Kwame Steele. Again, another victory, Kwame. This week you have a tricky one in Somerset Breers. What's your thoughts going into the game?
No real thoughts. We're getting into the game. We need points. We want to be on the top, so points. We got to go into the game from mindset of we need the points.
Now, you might be a bit young to relate to the youth explosion that happened out there in town under Chris Martins, Kent Martins. But it seems to be another youth explosion happening out there with the young team you got that's now the expectations are getting higher. What can you say about that?
For one, I'll correct you because I was wrong when it was a youth explosion because I was one of these boys cleaning up boots, Chris Martin and them. So I was definitely wrong. With me, yeah, you could probably compare it with the youth team that we got. I don't think there's no expectations on them because they know that they're not, they're not the most experienced team run. So with the youthness, I think they just have to go on how they're going on. They want more from themselves, want more.
Something very significant happened last week that was different from the game you played against PHC. Your team went up 2-0 against PHC. They took a little wobble and the game ended up in a draw. Your team went up 2-0 against Somerset. They took a little bit of wobble, but they steadied themselves. Maturity is happening fast. What can you speak to that?
Just like I told you last time, you know what I mean? Last interview you gave me, you asked about experience. I said, well, no, sorry, you asked me a question where you said that fixing the problems only field. And I said, well, it comes from experience. Experience comes from when you correct your mistakes, you know what I mean? You learn from your mistakes. So I feel that they learned from the last game when they did have a team up to control the game. I think we managed them better this time than we did PAC. And what I've been preaching is we need to manage other teams' moments. There's always a time when you have your moment, the other team has their moment. When we have ours, we do what we have to do with our moment. But when the other team has their moment, we have to manage their moment. And I thought they managed their moment properly.
With Theo Seymour, the head coach of Somerset Cricket Club, for many reasons, you need the points tomorrow. It's breaking rights on the line as well as you need the points tomorrow. Can you speak to the game tomorrow against Cougars?
Yeah, you kind of said it, man. It would be an important 3 points if you was to get the result. And obviously, you know, all teams are going out to put their best foot forward to come out with the result.
Your first cousin Vance Braun has spoke about you guys learning football from your father. He's definitely looking to get one over you. How would you approach this game?
I mean, the same way you approach any other game. With the things that we've been working on in training, the group's growing. We constantly need to assess the tactics of how we're going to approach things on the given day. But we have a young team, so we want to develop a style of play that is conducive to productivity. You know?
Yeah. So with the young team, you know, a lot of teams are going through a transitional moment with young teams. What is the expectation for the boys this year?
To like I said, to put our best foot forward and let the results speak for themselves. You know, if we get in a situation where we could challenge for the league, then I welcome that. If we get in a situation where we could pick up a trophy, then I welcome that. But as far as the young team, it's about growth, competitiveness. Obviously, I say survival, but survival is a low expectation, and that's the low end. You know, we don't look for like survival. We look to challenge for things. You know,
Somerset being a very, very proud football history. How are you balancing that expectation from the historical piece of Somerset with the young squad you have?
You just have to be realistic. Just have to be realistic. You know, and just like high demands. We know what the club represents. We know the tradition and the heritage, and we have to instill that in the kids. Because some of the young players, or many of the young players, don't know what legacy is. They have to uphold. You know.
Well, Vincent Cotrot, the head coach of PHC. How would you say the season's going thus far for you guys at PHC?
I think it's well on schedule to how we want to play and the things that we're trying to do. You know what I mean? You don't want to win every game, break from the start, otherwise you're not learning anything. You know what I mean? And I think the guys are doing pretty good. You know what I mean?
It appears that you're going from step 1, step 2 to step 3 as the results show. What is the expectation for this team, this young team this year?
Well, just to get better, just to improve on all the positions. You know what I mean? We want to win, obviously, but basically just to get better. You know what I mean?
And how are you managing the historical expectation of the club versus having this young team building?
Well, I think if you look at the history, we always had a lot of younger players coming through. So I think we're right on track at that point.
Now you're got the league's top goal scorer in your team in Enrique Russell. How do you find managing that?
It's hard to say. It's, you know what I mean, he's a striker, he plays with PHC, so it's, you know what I mean, it just comes with the territory. You got to do your damn job.
Now I'm watch closely how the motivation's happening for Russell. He started the first match. He's on the bench the second match, and it seems that there's a hunger being built to score goals. What can you speak of that?
I think the hunger has always been there. It's just, I don't know, it's I guess more intense now. He wants to score more, so it's
Knowing the Russells as I do, we have a joke that says, not two Russells can play in the same team because they need to earn ball. You got three Russells playing in the same team, although they go by Warren, Bean, and Russell. How are you managing to do that?
It's not a problem for me. I've already coached all of them, so I've never really had that problem.